Got a 2010 Mini Cooper. Went to check the oil the other day, and the hood latch on the inside was loose. I did a search on YouTube, and it seems to be an apparent problem. Saw the one way to do it was to remove the right front tire. Don't mind my broke-ass ramp there. Got a jack underneath of it and a jack stand. And they wanted to remove the tire, but you really couldn't see what you were pulling on. What happens is, underneath this little cover is a ball, and it's angled this way, and the cable goes over there. Well, I put some silicone on it to try and keep it from coming out again. But if this does happen to you, I have found that you can try a pry bar. You can try a bigger pry bar, but the best thing I found is this right here. I actually made a slide hammer out of that bolt, and I just so happen to have that attached to it. And you take this up underneath the car, have it pointed this way, and you can see both of them from underneath the car. You can see my light down there. You can come up on this side of the exhaust with this bolt, so you don't have to remove the front tire and all the inner fender and crap like that. What you're going to want to do, let me find a pointer here, is you got to look down in here. Focus. You can just barely see the ball right there. Now, the latch is, this is the latch, is an ear that sticks off over here. It's all part of this mechanism. I don't know if I can get it over there, but you can see, get a finger in there, right here is where that ball comes through that. Well, you can reach up with this tool, this bent rod. It's just a piece of, I don't know, 1/4 inch or 5/16 rod bent. But you can reach up and push on this right here, and you're pushing it to the outside of the car. So you reach up through this area, and the radiator tank can stay there, the overflow tank. And you just come up through there with this, and you can push it, and it'll pop that latch over. And the other side's the same way. You can see right in here, right there's that little tab, and that's what the ball pulls on to roll your latch back to unhook it. And the same thing, you come up through right here, there's your exhaust and your wires, and you can come up on the outside or the inside of your, that open space, and you can come up with this bolt and get right over to here and flick that latch, then it'll pop right open, and then you can just come up here and grab your standard secondary hood latch and open the hood. And then, like I said, I came back here and put a little bit of dab of silicone on there and made sure I got it down inside the cavity so that cable won't come out. I don't think it needs to wiggle, but that is the best thing I found. But you're looking at a 2-foot long bolt and a homemade nut, well, several nuts welded onto that piece there. It don't have to be something like this, but this kind of design gives you enough weight and strength to push those latches back. And it didn't take nothing once I got it up in there and just pushed it. It just whoop, and it popped and clicked. So that would be the best way. Pry bars were too hard to get in there, and you couldn't really pry on it. And I didn't have a long enough pick to reach up in there. But the bolt and that bent piece of rod was pretty much the easiest thing Plus you had plenty of leverage down below and you could push it. So if you have a 2010 Mini Cooper or one of this design, I don't know what this all covers, but and you find your hood won't open, that's probably the culprit. So hope this video helps out if anybody else runs across it, and hopefully you can see these pictures good enough. Right there you can see the ball, and right behind the ball where the cable's at, you can see the latch. So you're going to want to push on that. And same thing with the passenger side. There's the ball and there's the latch. You're going to want to push right on. Get my fat finger out of the way. This piece right here, because essentially that's what your ball pulls against. It's pulling against that latch right there and pushes that and releases your hood. So if you can get on that with that tool or something similar, you could probably go to the hardware store and buy a piece of 5/16 rod and just put a bend in it like that and use that to pop it open. It doesn't have to be attached to a bolt, just as long as you got something with some girth on it, and you know, you got the weight and stiffness that you can push against it, and it should pop it right open. So hope this helps out. Y'all take care.